Xin chào mọi người, Rachel đã trở lại. Hiện tại mình đang có mặt tại San Diego và hôm nay chúng ta sẽ cùng nhau đi tham quan sở thú San Diego Zoo. Xin mời các bạn đi theo mình ha. Let's go. Ok, mình tìm được cái chỗ để mình bắt đầu cái tour của mình rồi nha mấy bạn. Đây là cái chị này nè. Chị đang giống như là họ kiểm soát cái vé của mình đó mấy bạn. Thì họ đang chuẩn bị ghi cái bảng tên để mình đeo vào. Người ta biết là mình là cái người đi cái tour này. Và cái chị này đang giống như là đang ghi tên cho người ta đó mấy bạn. Rồi mình đứng cái mình đợi xíu nha, đợi cho người ta đến đông đủ thì cái tour này mới bắt đầu ha. Thì nói một chút về cái tour này là nó gọi là All Crazy About Cats, tức nghĩa là mình sẽ đi tham quan tất cả những con thú mà nó thuộc về họ mèo, giống như là mèo, sư tử, cọp, vân vân. Đó là những con mà thuộc về họ mèo. Thì đáng lẽ là mình đi cái sở thú này từ tuần trước. Tại vì khi mà mình đi á, mình nổi hứng lên là mình book vé mình đi thôi, chứ mình không có plan trước mấy bạn. Và khi mà tuần trước mình lên mạng mình mua vé, mình muốn đi cái tour này thì chỗ này nó sold out rồi mấy bạn. Sold out tức nghĩa là người ta đặt hết rồi, không còn cái vé cho mình đi nữa, cho nên mình phải dời lại tới cái tuần này mình mới đi. Và mình đã mua được cái tour này, cho nên là hôm nay mình sẽ đi cái tour này ha, để cho mọi người cùng tham quan với mình nha. Rồi bây giờ chuẩn bị vô nha mấy bạn. Rồi bây giờ đi nha mấy bạn, cùng cái chuyện đi vô đây nha. Ở trong đây nó có nhiều cái tour khác nhau. Có một cái tour nó về đi thăm những con báo, con cheetah. Có một cái tour nó gọi là inside look, tức nghĩa là người ta sẽ hướng dẫn mình đi xem những cái con thú vật ở đằng sau. Và có những cái tour mà mình ngồi trên cái xe nó chạy vòng vòng cho mình coi mấy con thú. Thì cái tour đó mình đã đi trước đó ở bên cái Safari Park rồi, cho nên hôm nay mình không muốn đi cái đó nữa nha. Và hôm nay mình sẽ đi đây ha. Các bạn đợi mình đi vô, mình đưa vé cho người ta nha. Đợi xíu nha các bạn, để người ta scan cái vé của mình vào á, mình mới đi được nha. Hi.
Hi. What? Let's see. Hold on. Let me see what you got here. That's the theater. That's your entrance. So the theater will be scanned at the theater.
Ok, thank you. Rồi, bây giờ mình đã đi vô rồi nha mấy bạn. Người ta mới scan cái vé của mình. Thì mình đứng ở đây mình đợi để mình đi với cái chị hướng dẫn này nha. Thì hy vọng là cái tour này nó sẽ thú vị nha. Mời các bạn đi theo mình. Mình đã đi vô trong mình rồi mấy bạn. Bây giờ mình sẽ lấy một cái bản đồ nha. Bản đồ để một chút xíu nữa mình đi ha. Tại vì nếu mà không có đi cái bản đồ thì mình sẽ không biết nha. Và đây là cái xe, chắc là người ta sẽ chở mình tới chỗ đó nha. Để mình lên xe. Bạn đợi mình xíu nha.
Looks like everybody's going through the plan, so we'll go to the plan.
Okay.
The adventure part, I guess.
Mình đã lên xe rồi mấy bạn ơi. Đợi xíu nha.
Okay, boys.
Oh, you can sit there. I'm gonna go up there. That's okay. That's okay. Mình nhường chỗ cho người ta, tại người ta ngồi một cái family đó mấy bạn.
Babies back there as well. Some young juveniles.
Ở đằng sau này là mấy cái con flamingo, tức nghĩa là những con hồng hạc nè mấy bạn. Các bạn thấy nó không? Ok.
Yeah. Couple weeks. Yeah. It was so funny. That one was practicing how to fly, so it was like flapping its little chicken wings around yesterday. Sounds like a helicopter landing.
The birthday blanket is just about to blow. All right, everybody get together. Ready, guys? 1, 2, 3.
Thì bây giờ mình chuẩn bị đi rồi nè mấy bạn, một chút xíu nữa người ta thuyết trình đó, thì mình sẽ không nói để cho các bạn nghe được tất cả những gì người ta nói, và cũng để cho mình nghe để mình hiểu. Rồi sau đó khi mình về nhà mình có thể là nếu mình có thời gian mình sẽ làm việc sắp cho mấy bạn, hoặc là mình sẽ tóm tắt lại sau khi mình đi xong cái tour này rồi nha mấy bạn. Rồi mời các bạn đi theo mình nha.
We say we're world famous because people around the world actually do know us. We have a lot of partnerships around the world where we are helping animals that are endangered. So unfortunately, we're going to hear that word a lot today because a lot of the animals that we have are facing some troubles out in the wild. So I like to call all of these animals ambassador animals. They represent their species as a whole, and they kind of inform us, inspire awe in us, and let us know what is going on with their wild counterparts. This area right here is a piece of history. We've been around for over 100 years. We were founded in 1916 by a man named Dr. Harry Wegeforth, and we're actually going to his auditorium later, the Wegeforth Bowl. He was inspired to start the zoo, and honestly, just because he loved animals. We're gonna head down what we call Center Street first and see if our first cat is awake. She usually likes to hang behind the bushes, so we'll see if she's out and about.
That's that new tiger we saw.
Đi gặp con, đi gặp
And
con.
away we go.
Khách đầu tiên nha mấy bạn.
And we'll see if any of the friends are awake as well.
Remember we saw a foot last time, right?
I see Kartik is awake over there on the right-hand side. That is a sloth bear. If you guys have ever seen the Jungle Book, Baloo is a sloth bear. So that is the species that he is, although the proportions in that movie are quite terrible. He's pretty small compared to Baloo in the movie. And actually, I'm going to park right here. We'll walk on over to the habitat next door and see if the first cat is awake. And you guys are welcome to take pictures of
Đi
Kartik
xuống
as
xe nha
well.
mấy bạn. Rồi mình thấy được một con rồi. Đây. Cái con này là con sloth bear nha mấy bạn, nó bự không? Ghê không? Đó, nó đang ăn á mấy bạn. Nó dễ thương ha. Rồi, cưng thấy sợ không? Nó cũng không bự lắm mấy bạn, nó cũng nó nhỏ thôi. Rồi. Ô, kìa nó kia. Đó. Nhìn theo nó nha. Đó, nó đó mấy bạn, nó đó mấy bạn. Nó đó mấy bạn. Đi theo nó ha. Đó, nó cũng không bự lắm ha. Nó nhỏ thôi. Đi cái tour này thú vị ghê á. Nó kiếm đồ ăn hay sao mấy bạn? Rồi. Đây là cái bảng thông tin nói về cái con này nha mấy bạn. Rồi, mình đi qua kia ha. Mình coi có còn con nào khác không nha. Mời các bạn đi theo mình ha. Xuống đây. Ở đây là cái chuồng của Malaysian Tiger, con cọp nha mấy bạn. Mà mình chưa có thấy nó. Không thấy cọp đâu luôn. Chắc là ngủ rồi mấy bạn ơi. Rồi bây giờ mình lên xe mình đi tiếp nha bạn ơi, người ta đi rồi. Đợi xíu ha.
Time.
Rồi,
That's
mình lên xe
okay.
rồi mấy bạn.
If you really want to see her, she should be more active in the afternoon. I heard 3 p.m. is a really good time to see her, according to my coworker who usually works the later tours.
Cọp nó ngủ rồi mấy bạn ơi. Đây là chuồng cọp nè.
That's okay, we will keep on going. As we drive through Center Street, this area right here on my right hand side, whoa, the bears are out.
Hai con gấu luôn mấy bạn.
Wow.
Bự không mấy bạn? Wow, bự ghê không? Bự sợ không?
That is Scout and Montana, our 2 grizzly bears. And you guys can take pictures of stuff. I'm at a complete stop, but once I start moving, I do ask that you stay seated. I know they're really cool, huh? They're pretty big.
Gấu thì thức
They
sớm
are
rồi, còn cọp thì
brothers
ngủ rồi.
also.
Cọp khoác
They love
ngủ
hanging
á.
out in the pool, having snacks, and of course, sleeping. Who doesn't love sleeping? All right, we'll keep on going here.
They were active and then they came around the corner and then like,
This area right here is a piece of history. This is where Rex the lion used to live. So you guys met me at a statue outside of a big lion. That is actually a real animal that used to live here. He's the one who inspired the whole zoo. And this area, this entire street was built in the 30s. So about 15 years or so after the zoo was first built. That's an Andean sun bear up there in a fresh pile of hay.
Con gấu nữa
Getting
nha.
very snuggly. I think that might be Augie. We have father and son that hang out at, on Habitat. But they do live separately as they tend to be a little bit more solitary. And male bears usually don't hang out with their offspring. Driving on through, on my left is the Lost Forest. Absolutely stunning. Lots of beautiful ferns and lots of shade. So we always recommend exploring this area maybe during the higher heat points of the day. So maybe afternoonish or so when the sun's really out. You can always take a nice little shade break and explore the middle of the zoo since it's a little bit shadier. But right now we're going up Africa Rocks. This area was built in 2017. So it's one of the newest areas that we have, if you're not including the children's zoo that's set to open later this fall. And if you look on my left, you might see some tuxedoed friends in the water or up on the rocks. This is where the African penguins live, as well as some fish and leopard sharks as well. They all live in harmony. You might notice that there are little windows, little holes in the rocks. That is their nesting boxes. It is egg-laying time for the penguins, so they're going to be in there trying to bring foliage in there as well and make it nice and ready for their eggs. We have two Spider-Mans up here. These are lemurs here. They're blue-eyed lemurs, and the brown one is actually new. It's a female.
Con này con lemur nha mấy bạn.
Actually, yeah, sure. If you guys wanted to take a little picture right here, since the buses aren't running right now, I think it's safe.
Các bạn. Mình xuống xe rồi. Cái này giống như con khỉ vậy mấy bạn.
Oh, he knows he's getting released now, right? No, he's already out.
Để mình quay nó nha.
There goes the ship doors. Oh, there we
Con kia kìa. Đó nó thấy chưa?
Hi guys, good morning. Oh, they came to see us.
Khỉ á mấy bạn, khỉ á.
Oh, so nice of her. She let us know they were going to come out there. Sprightly.
Hi, monkey.
These are vermin.
Con khỉ đó mấy bạn.
He's like, wait, I want to go back.
Rồi để mình đọc cái bảng
And I
nữa
know
nha.
we had to bypass the really adorable lemurs back there as well. Those guys are awesome. You guys are welcome to go take pictures. There's one like right up there on the fence. Yeah. Don't scare them.
Oh, look at those lemurs are
Ok, nó nói cái con khỉ á, thì thường là con cái nó sẽ dẫn đầu đàn nha mấy bạn. Thì thường là cái con khỉ cái mà khỉ con á, nó sẽ ở với mẹ của nó ha. Còn cái con mà con đực á, khỉ con mà con đực á, nó sẽ đi với lại những cái đàn khác ha. Rồi, chiếu lại gần nó xíu cho mấy bạn xem nha. Nó mất tiêu rồi. Rồi, qua đây là chỗ mấy con lemur nữa nha. Mình chiếu cho mấy bạn xem ha. Đây, nó đây. Đó, nó đó mấy bạn, mấy con lemur đó. Rồi, đi tiếp nha. Đi vòng ở đây nha. Cái này nó chưa mở cửa này cho nên là rất là vắng người, chỉ có cái đoàn của mình đi thôi nha. Chiếu lại, chiếu vòng vòng cho mấy bạn xem nha, có mấy con chim nè. Đó, chim nhiều không? Rất là nhiều chim ha. Rồi. Vô khu này là khu chim rồi. Mình đi vòng qua kia nha mấy bạn. Chưa thấy con nào nữa hết. Giờ này đi còn mát mà chưa có nóng, đỡ hơn. Chút nữa đi nó mặt trời lên á thì chắc có lẽ nóng hơn. Thì sáng này mới lúc mình chạy lên từ nhà mình lên đây á, mưa tầm tã luôn mấy bạn. Mà tự nhiên cái tới đây cái nó hết mưa rồi, hay ghê luôn á. Đi không có coi thời tiết là vậy đó. Rồi, mình tới con gì đây?
So that is an Amur leopard there.
Này giống như là, để mình coi con gì nha mấy bạn.
That's Charlie.
À, con báo. Con báo.
I'll have some.
Con báo tên là Charlie. Mình chưa thấy nó.
And Charlie just looked right at you. Did you see them?
Exactly. I took the picture
Nó
of
đang
that
ăn mấy
moment.
bạn.
This is
Same.
Panther.
Oh,
Nó đang ăn sáng đó mấy bạn.
Yep, leopard. It's Panther.
panther
Đó,
leopard.
nó ăn sáng đó.
I need a black
Con báo nha.
This is the Amur leopard, one of the rarest cats in the world. It is estimated there's less than 100 in the wild.
À không phải
And
báo.
only about 200 in zoological care. So overall, not looking very good for the species, but thankfully we have them here. I can still hear that bone crunching. They are part of the species survival program where we are trying our best to
nó là
keep that
leopard.
population healthy, alive, and flourishing, as well as considering genetic diversity. So Charlie was actually brought over because he's not related to our female, and that way we can introduce them and hopefully get some cubs.
Is that female here?
She's actually lives on the other side, so if you guys want to take pictures of him, we can also hop on over, see if the female is out and about. She's a bit smaller.
Я быстро сфотографировалась. Подойди, повернись ко мне, чтобы я видела тебя и эту штуку.
Rồi, đi tiếp nha mấy bạn, đi qua thăm cái con khác. Rồi, đây là một con leopard cat. Để mình chiếu cho mấy bạn coi nha.
They eat the bone as well?
They can. They have strong enough teeth, but for the most part, I think because those bones are small enough
Chưa thấy đó mấy bạn ơi.
to eat, but bigger bones they're not going to really eat. They don't.
Chưa thấy mấy bạn ơi. Thôi mất tiêu rồi.
They might just like the marrow. They might crunch it so they can taste it.
This is the same kind?
Yep, absolutely. So this is a female, and the one over there is a male.
Con này là con cái, còn cái con bên kia là con đực nha mấy bạn.
Yeah.
So they
Nó
can marry.
họ muốn hai con này nó đẻ ra cái con á để bảo tồn á. Tại vì nó bị nó đang nguy cơ bị tuyệt
So
chủng.
these are in Far East Russia. They're named after the Amur River, and they're the animals that they also share habitat with is the Siberian tiger, Amur tiger now. So they're not really the top predators. They do have to share those resources. And tigers are quite large, so they're gonna, keep their defenses on. It's hard to tell right now. She's looking right at us, but if you were to look at the back of her ear, she's got little white spots. Those
Để
are
mình kiếm cho
false
các bạn,
eyes.
mình chưa thấy nó.
That way, if something's creeping up behind her, it's gonna look like she's looking behind her, and they're less likely to kind of make a move there. Or leopards in general are easy to distinguish because of their spots. They basically, what I call them hollow circles. They're hollow ovals right there, and hopefully we'll drive by other animals that will show you guys the difference. So hollow circles for the leopards, and then we'll see if we can find a cheetah and a jaguar. Those are usually the ones that get kind of mixed up together. Even sometimes like fashion brands, like, this is cheetah print. I'm like, absolutely not. Jaguar print, but what do I know? So
Để
this
mình kiếm cho các bạn, mình chưa
habitat
thấy
is
nó.
larger, lots of climbing space, and they do take turns switching to who gets what. And that also helps them to get to
Không thấy đó các bạn ơi.
smelling where
Không
each
biết
one's
nằm đâu.
been. She might mark a little something, he might mark a little something. It's a hello. It's a howdy. There's also the option of sniffing through.
Nó nằm tuốt ở trong nè mấy bạn ơi. Khó thấy á mấy bạn, tại nó nằm tuốt ở trong á. Nó ngụy trang ở trong á. Thôi bây giờ mình đi nha. Đi coi con tiếp theo ha. Này là con báo nha mấy bạn. Con này con báo cái, còn con bên kia là con đực. Ok, người ta đi rồi, bây giờ mình đi theo nha. Quay trở lại Charlie hồi nãy nè mấy bạn. Nè, nó kìa. Wow, bự quá các bạn, con này bự quá.
He stalks the monkeys? Yeah, he does. It actually
Đi
helps
qua đi
with
lại.
the hunting instinct, but he is quickly kind of satisfied in that because he does have food that he can find. So it helps with those instincts. The same reason actually the fossas, which are the top
Wow.
predators in Madagascar, can overlook where the
Oh my
lemurs
God,
are,
I
which
can't
is their
catch
prey.
him.
So it all kind of helps him with that natural instinct.
Thằng nhỏ muốn chụp hình cái con này mà nó chạy qua chạy lại đâu chụp được nó đâu.
Little cats do like chasing around small kids sometimes.
Đó, chạy qua chạy lại vui mấy bạn.
Sometimes I see toddlers running back and forth and the cat is like going back and forth with them. I'm like, I don't
Con này thức sớm rồi, còn con cọp nó không thức.
whatever.
Cọp gì đâu làm biếng thế ớ không?
He's absolutely stunning. They have that white underbelly. We'll see that in most cats actually. That is because when they're up on the trees and you were somebody that was looking up, you would see the glare of the sun, and that is why the white underbelly is there. It kind of mimics the glare of the sun as well as the leaves that break up the body pattern there. Again, just because they're top predators doesn't mean they want to fight everyone off. They're gonna try to avoid conflict as much as possible. So they're also gonna have their own form of camouflage, as well as it makes it great for getting to prey and ambushing them. That beautiful long tail there, they can use to keep warm in colder climates. Like I said, they're found in Far East Russia, where it gets a little bit colder than here, so they can wrap themselves around with their tail, similar to the snow leopards as well.
Чего он так ходит?
Ну так, защищает.
And they have kind of like low and
Да, и зубки
front
показывает.
arms there again, helps with that sense
Не, он
of
так
balance
дышит.
as
Ой, как удобно.
Cho nó nhìn kìa. Leopard, con này là con leopard con báo nha mấy bạn.
That's why people say like, I'm short. I'm like, it's just a little thinner.
Такой может запросто человека
We're gonna
съесть.
be on cliffs apparently.
Отлично. Не только
So I'm glad we
если...
got to see him
Ну
active.
нет,
Let's
если у него дубы.
Đây, bây giờ mình đi nha. Bye Charlie. Yeah, đi nha mấy bạn. Tạm biệt Charlie rồi. Con leopard nó cũng bự ha, nhưng mà nó không bự bằng con cọp. Giờ mình hiểu tại sao cái tour này nó sold out rồi. Tại vì nó rất là thú vị. Mình được đi vô mình coi, mình được đi vô trước khi nó mở cửa, mình được đi vô để mình coi cận cảnh mấy cái con này. Cho nên cái tour này rất là famous ở đây, rất là nổi tiếng ở đây. Nó thường là mình phải đặt trước 1-2 tuần á. Nếu mà vào cái giờ cao điểm á thì nhiều khi mình không đặt được luôn các bạn. Cho nên là đó là lý do tại sao mình đợi đến tuần này mình mới đi. Và mình thật sự muốn đi cái tour này nha. Cái tour này nó khoảng 95 đồng các bạn. Và mình phải mua riêng. Còn cái vé vào đây á là 62 đồng cho người lớn, hoặc là 68 đồng nếu các bạn muốn đi coi thêm cái 4D, mấy cái 4D nữa thì là 68 đồng ha. Và còn này
Никуда не успели. А прошлое тоже здесь не ходили.
bây giờ mình lên xe lại nha.
Да, они не вышли.
Ой,
Rồi, lên xe đi tiếp nha.
Oh, there's a vervet monkey already on the top there.
They like the people, huh?
Yeah, they don't really mind them, especially, I mean, primates, so intelligent. They do, I think they people watch as well. Like, they're interested in what's going on out there. Let's see if anybody's in here today. Sometimes there's some temporary holding animals in here. I just always look. Do you?
in the cage.
I see burlap bags.
Yeah, okay, I'll back up just a little bit here.
There's one in the little hole.
What kind of critter did you see?
What is it?
Or is it the bags?
Oh, I see a bag.
Oh, gotcha.
I thought it was an animal.
I thought it
No,
was
you're
too at
good.
first, Kate. This one caught me really.
Right, yeah, that little wrinkled burlap bag in there. Yeah, I was like, oh, is there something?
Oh, that's really good camouflage.
So that is a temporary holding area. That is not a permanent habitat or anything. That's just in case the other habitat needs to be cleaned out, or maybe there's a procedure awaiting one of the animals. So they'll just be in there for a little alone time. You can see here, these are the back areas, the office areas of our wildlife care specialists. There's little titles on them. This is the Hamadryas Baboon Management Center. This is where they come in at nighttime for their dinner and stay during the night. So they do have back bedroom areas.
I saw Guava.
That way they stay nice and safe, although I'm sure nobody would want to come across a baboon. Driving through, now we're going to head over to Urban Jungle. If you look on my right hand side, you might see some female koalas hanging out on the trees. Yep, I see some right over there. The reason I specify that they're female is because we have separate yards. So this big yard is for the girls, and the other side has segmented habitats. That's for the boys, since they are more territorial and they don't want to share their tree. We have some crows racing right in front of me. Thank you, boys. Alrighty, heading into Urban Jungle here. We're looking at the world's tallest mammal. These are the Maasai giraffe.
Hươu cao cổ nha các bạn.
And they stand at about 14 feet tall. And there's a baby right here. She's pretty big now. She grows so fast. Her name's Eleanor. She was born January 30th of this year, so she's about 8 months old now. Her mom is Harriet, and I think it might be the one that's also crouching a little bit lower down there eating the leaves. So that is Acacia. That's what they like eating. As you can see, their yard is segmented right now just so the specialists can safely clean the other side. And they're enjoying their breakfast. On average, baby giraffes are about 6 feet tall when they're born and around 140 pounds. It all varies on the animal, but that is kind of the average. These are all females here, so we're looking at about 14 feet or so. If a male was here, they can get up to about 18 feet. Adorable.
Can we sit near the rhino?
What are the noises you hear? What animals are those?
Yeah, I think those are the gibbons, if I'm not mistaken. They love making the morning ruckus.
Và dưới đây là có con ngựa vằn.
But I absolutely love coming in the morning and hearing all the animals. Oh, it's my favorite thing in the world. Here we have Zari, the zebra, as well as Sophia, the Mediterranean donkey. On the right is Delilah, the beautiful southern ground hornbill. Whoa. Is she responding to the gibbons? That's cool. I actually have never heard her vocalize before. Are you talking back to the gibbons? Neat. You can see the pouch underneath her, and underneath her throat gets filled with air as well. That's really cool. Yeah, the gibbons are nice and loud today, so everybody's kind of calling out.
Hồng hạc nè các bạn.
Yeah, here we have some American flamingos with one greater flamingo mixed into the mix. That's Bean over there in the middle. She's a pretty standout-ish there. She's the only greater flamingo, so she's got that light pale color to her. Driving through here on the left-hand side, you will see we have Binturongs, the porcupine, and the world's smallest fox species. That is the fennec fox right down there.
See her up there on the shelf?
They're on the ground.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
I know, are they tiny? They're so
Khó thấy nó các bạn,
adorable.
tại nó nhỏ.
She's interested in us too.
Fennec foxes average at about 3.5 pounds or so. They're quite small. They're, again, the smallest fox species. They live in Africa, where they usually burrow underground to stay nice and cool during the day. And if you look right here, there's a cat. So I can pause right here. This is our youngest cheetah. This is Maggie. If you guys want to hop off and take pictures.
Coi nó các bạn.
She is, I think, a little bit over a year old, so she's small.
Khó thấy nó mấy bạn. Nó nhỏ quá. Con này là con cheetah.
It's like an evaluation on their personality.
Để mình xem này. Không thấy nó luôn các bạn, nó nhỏ quá. Kìa kìa kìa. Nó đâu. vậy? Nó nhỏ quá, khó thấy nó. Nhỏ xíu.
So she doesn't have the hollow spots that makes her a cheetah? I was
Right, yeah. So she's got solid spots like a Dalmatian almost. So like the little polka dots basically. And another very distinctive feature just for the cheetah is those stripes underneath their eye. No other cat really has them. They are
Nó
day
chạy nhanh đó các bạn.
gonna need that to cut the glare. She looks so young compared to all the other cheetahs. Now I can really see it now that I've seen more of them. And you can see again, she's got like back mohawk there.
She looks nervous. Do you think she's nervous? Or do you
She
think she's
probably
curious?
either hears the gibbons, because honestly I haven't heard them this loud in a while, or she gets really excited about her care specialist, and as you can kind of hear the rumbling back there of them kind of doing their job and cleaning up and stuff, she might be like, hey, what's going on over there? The cheetahs actually get quite excited to see their care specialist, and they do recognize them, so that might be a little bit of what's going on there. They do have a yard outside of this habitat that is not for public viewing, where they did get to run and stuff. So this is kind of like their napping area, their hanging out area. They get fed here as well. They can either get walked over or crated and driven over to their play area, so they can exert their energy if they want to.
Do
Oh, she's so cute.
handlers interact with her like hands-on?
Yes.
She's fine. She won't.
Yeah, no, yeah, she is the youngest, so she's figuring it out. But yes, cheetahs are one of the few cats here that can be non-protective contact, so full contact. Yeah, it's really, really cool.
Our neighbor works at the safari club,
very
and
cool.
she does work with the Joels and the cheetahs up there.
The
I think
cheetah
are
one?
off. No,
Oh.
there's like an off exhibit.
Yes, yeah.
Do you think she would have come from?
Đi qua đi lại
I think she
nhìn
did
mình nè mấy bạn.
What's her name again?
Maggie?
Maggie.
Yeah, definitely ask
She
her.
knows Maggie.
She, the safari park is our cheetah breeding site. Yeah, so absolutely. Awesome. Well, if you guys are ready, let's go check out some more cats.
Rồi đi tiếp nha các bạn.
What's been your favorite so far?
Oh, she is so cute.
I think Maggie was my favorite bee. How about you?
And we have two adults here.
Đây là con báo to nè các bạn.
You can really tell the difference
Các
here.
bạn.
This is Jabula and Roketi. We're a successful pairing of two cheetahs, and they provide companionship for each other. In the wild, usually cats are a little bit more solitary, except of course the lions who live in a pride. But there has been a little bit more research done. It shows that cheetahs, since they have cubs often, are kind of always sometimes hanging out with other cheetahs. You know, either the moms with the babies, sometimes the boys hang out with the other boys. So there's a little bit more research being done to see if they're actually truly solitary or not. But these guys absolutely love hanging out with each other. So it just worked. And on the left here, you will see some male koalas. There's one right there. They kind of look like little spheres right now, but that is the youngest koala we have here. He was
Koala.
born in 2020, and he just kind of moved and graduated up into that area. So he's got his own room now. Alrighty, my friends, we're just gonna do a quick little drive back down Africa Rocks just to get to the other side of the zoo, where we can find even more cats. So this entire area here, we do have the largest group of koalas outside of Australia. And we've had a very successful breeding program with them. Actually, a lot of the koalas in other zoos in the U.S. were distributed from here. So people could have koalas in their zoo too. That helps people know about them and know their struggle in the wild. We work with a group called Science for Wildlife in Australia. We helped them out during the fires. We provided water stations. There were dogs that were trained to sniff koala scat and find them. And now we're helping out with the radio collars as well, and tracking that behavior that is done after a wildfire so we can better prepare ourselves to help them in the future. All right, heading down through here. You will see one of the tallest man-made fountains. That stands at about 70 feet tall on the right, or my right, and your left if you're facing backwards. And it looks like the penguins are popping out of their nest boxes now, so we didn't really see them before. I can see a couple of them hanging out on the rocks there.
Đây là con penguin nha mấy bạn.
You're kind of on the right side of the habitat there. There's a couple. Yeah. Smile and wave, boys, right? I think those are the ones that were used for the movie.
Trước khi mình đi bộ
There
mình
are
quay.
more hot weather or hot climate penguins than there are Arctic penguins. And we just like to say that Arctic penguins have better PR, so people know about them a little bit more. That's that beautiful sound again. Everybody is out and about.
They sound like turkeys.
Yeah, right?
Gorgeous sound. It could be the gibbons, the siamangs as well up there. Howler monkeys doing a beautiful chorus this morning. We now travel from Africa down to Asia. This is Asian Passage here. You can find animals that represent China, the Himalayas, which is in India, and as well as Russia.
Giờ mình đi xuống khu châu Á nha các bạn, thú châu Á.
In this
Nãy mình đi
area,
qua
we
thú
house
châu
the
Phi nha.
original pandas, the red pandas. They are in the raccoon family. They're absolutely adorable. They have that red fur and that little striped tail. They have taken over where the panda bears used to live, and they are quite happy about it. They have lots of room to roll around in now. You guys look up there, there's a tail. Do you guys see the tail of the snow leopard? Yeah, so unfortunately we can't go in there. This area is closed off, but I'm glad we got to see a little tail in there. Sure, yeah, you can take a picture. Thank you for asking. If you need to
Tail
like,
mình
hop
chưa
up and get a
thấy.
better angle.